What is up? This is your LA in a minute, and I am on Hollywood Boulevard. Most importantly, I am on the Walk of Fame with all these stars. So what is the story behind these? Let's get into the history. So there are more than 2,700 stars embedded in the sidewalks along 15 blocks of Hollywood Boulevard and 3 blocks of Vine Street. The stars are made out of terrazzo and brass. The Walk of Fame attracts 10 million visitors annually. That's more than the Sunset Strip, Chinese Theater, Queen Mary, and LACMA combined. So the stars are a permanent public monument, mostly in these 5 categories: motion pictures, broadcast television, audio recording or music, broadcast radio, theater, and live performance. So the locations of the specific Hollywood stars are not necessarily arbitrary. Stars of particularly well-known celebrities are found in front of the Chinese Theater. Oscar winner stars are generally placed in front of the Dolby Theater, where the Academy Awards are held. Daniel Craig and Roger Moore have theirs in front of 7007 Hollywood Boulevard. And the very last star, well, that one belongs to the Dead End Kids. The man credited with the idea is E.M. Stewart, who in 1953 served as the volunteer president for the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce. He proposed the walk as a means to maintain the glory of a community whose name means glamour and excitement in the 4 corners of the world. Where the inspiration came from is not exactly known, though the ceiling of the dining room of the historic Hollywood Hotel once had stars painted on the ceilings with the name of celebrities, and that may have been a precursor to the idea. Here's an example of one such star. Between May of 1956 and fall of 1957, 4 committees were established by the city to work on the creation of the walk. The cost was $1.25 million, which worked out to $85 per square foot for each of the adjacent property owners. Construction began in 1958. On August 15th of that year, the Chamber and the city unveiled 8 stars on Hollywood at Highland to create excitement and demonstrate what the walk might look like. Little different than it is today. Joanne Woodward is often credited with being the first person to have a star, possibly because she was the first photo taken in front of a star, but she was one of 8 people chosen at random by the committee of those who qualified to have a star. So the first person specifically chosen to have a star was director Stanley Kramer on March 28, 1960, near Hollywood and Gower. In spring of 1961, the project was completed with the initial 1,558 stars, but it wasn't until December of 1968 that another star was added due to processes and procedures. Anyone can be nominated for a star, but the committee only selects 20 to 24 people each year, costs $50,000, and a stipulation is that you need to show up in person for the unveiling. The only person not to show up was Barbra Streisand, but she made amends 12 years later when her husband, Josh Brolin, received his star. Muhammad Ali's star is the only one not on the walk because of religious reasons. He didn't want anyone to trample on the name Muhammad. And yes, even fictional characters can have a Hollywood star. All right, LA, it's been a minute.